In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles. In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show with your host, Rusty Buckets. Good
What's
sir.
up, guys? What's up, Wayno? I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the intro as always. Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show. As you can tell, you got your guy Rusty Buckets and Wayno from Down Under hanging with us today. Wayno, I appreciate you being here. Uncle Buck is a little predisposed. Looks like we might have a baby on the way finally. So shout out to Uncle Buck and Mama Buck as they are addressing that situation. Last I heard, no baby is here, but we are progressing and well on our way. So Drew actually sent up the bat signal in the group chat, and Wayno responded at 0:30 over in Australia. How you living down there, Wayno? You good, buddy?
Look, nice and early, 4 o'clock in the morning. What else would I be doing other than watching the show?
That's it, man. That's it, man. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you tapping in on this Monday, a Grizz dub Monday after kind of a shaky kind of third quarter yesterday. The Grizzlies found a way to win, which we'll get to here in just a few minutes. And I'm glad we could be talking about a win because as we were talking about a bit in the green room before the show, like Grizz fans needed a win yesterday. Like it was already in the doldrums on social media. And if you get out there and you're kind of looking and seeing what the people are seeing and put the people who are posting on social media, Wayno, the sky is falling. And so I am glad that we were able to kind of get off the snide yesterday, get a win, as it were, and get the Grizzlies going. But before we get to that, that may be your best and B for the week. I don't know. But we got a lot to talk about sports-wise, basketball-wise. But we've got to get to the buffoonery first because everybody loves to waste time with us on Monday. And so today will be no different as we head into our best of B segment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every Monday at 11 a.m. Central on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel, we talk about our best in our beef, brought to you by Donna's Italian Beef, 509 Constitution Drive in Iuka, Mississippi. Wayno, Iuka is the great metropolis on your way to Pickwick. All 55 people over there living the dream in Iuka, Mississippi. But they go to Donna's Italian Beef for the best sandwiches, biscuits on their way to Pickwick Lake. Go check them out. Tell them that the $2 sent you, and Jim of the gang will fix you up. So I'll let you go first as the guest. We always talk about the good and the bad. We always start with the good, finish with the bad. So why don't we start with the good today, man? Tell me what has been the best thing that's happened to you over the weekend.
Best thing that happened over the weekend. A little bit of a hard one. I did catch up with my family, which was a nice 2.5 hour drive in 40-degree heat, which was awesome.
Hang on. You talking about Celsius? Or you talking about?
That's right. I'm gonna convert it. Hang on.
Yeah, because 40 degrees around here ain't considered heat.
yeah. And so it was pretty hot. But I gotta say, I suppose the exciting and the nervousness of planning this trip has been like the best part of the week. Just figuring out and finalizing little details like booking tickets. So yeah, come this March, I'll be in Memphis and knocking on everyone's doors, like finding out where everyone is. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. But no, that's probably my best of this week. Just sorting out the details, man, and getting all the inside knowledge from you, Mob, and where to eat and
I already told Wayno when he comes in, like we're going to be eating good. We're going to be seeing the good sights, having the good brews. It's going to be a great time. Couch crashing, that kind of stuff. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come hang out with us and Wayno. More details on that to come as we get closer to that time, I'm sure. But it's going to be some fun stuff while he's in town in March. And he's coming to celebrate my birthday. So celebrate my birthday, number 39. Going to go see Wemby and the Spurs. God willing, everybody's healthy. Should be a great time while Wayno's in town for sure.
What is that word you said? What's that word you said? Health? I've never heard of that.
Right. Now, we don't know what that is. Yeah. I'm more referring to Wemby because we know the Grizzlies are going to be embattled and beat up and bruised and buckled and all of that by then. Yes. But I'm talking more about Wemby and the Spurs. Hopefully, Wemby and the Spurs will be healthy. We'll be good to go. For me, man, I had some best. Like I said this morning on the Daily Grind, great weekend with Maggie, great dates, date game at the ball game. But I just got a text that's going to be my new best. It looks like Baby Josie's making her appearance any minute now. Drew says she's starting to push during the show. She was waiting on the $2 to go live to make her appearance as a true fan of the show, man.
Maybe I scared her out. Who knows?
She heard the hollering and carrying on and was like, I gotta make my appearance. Wayno's here, showing out, hollering, keeping everybody awake. And so I got to show up. My best is we're adding to the clan. Drew, they've got a whole, mess over there. They're fixing to have an official basketball team, all 5 of them. And I would never tell him this, but him and Haley are doing a really good job at raising kids, kids that are smart, that are respectful, that are sweet, that just they've really stepped into the role as parents in a really cool way. And I'm proud to call him a friend, prouder to call her a friend, but him by proxy, I guess. But no, for real, I'm proud of them and who they are as parents. And so just watching them in this season of having kids and growing their family has been a lot of fun. They want to continue to wish good health to them as they're doing that. And Baby Josie, she makes her appearance. But the 2 Bucks family is growing once again today, man, for sure.
Yep. I wish I would have. I think last week when you guys were on and Drew was talking about, the weight. And I was getting so excited for it. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I so excited? And I was also like, it's not his first go around. But I was like, I'm going to text him through the week just to wish him the best. And he dropped us on that in the group chat. And I was just like, man, when my boys, first of all, he's a braver man than I. 5? You kidding me? Man.
I have zero for a reason. King Meek's here in the comments. I'm time for a little rusty, buddy. The world is not ready for that. I guarantee that the world has exactly the right amount of rusties in it. That's for sure.
My boys are getting pretty old now, but I remember when they were younger, babies. I was always really, really looking forward to them being that bit older. Just so it's so much fun when they're older. I can hold a conversation and you get to hear their thoughts about stuff and their takes on stuff, even though they're wrong. But now that my boys are a bit older, I just really wish I would have enjoyed the younger stage a bit more.
Yeah.
When the first one, everything's kind of happens a bit crazy or whirlwind, and so actually a little bit jealous, damn, I miss that, but two and a dog.
That's me. I got dogs. That's plenty, more than enough for me. I've got the world's 3 best nephews. No offense to y'all's nephews or kids or anything, but I love them because I can love on them and send them home and get good sleep. Like Jalen said, 5 kids in 2026 is insane with these prices. I recently saw in a video, it is arguably as hard as it's ever been out here for a pimp. And Drew and Haley are still having kids in 2026. So shout out to them for doing that. But
Still
like,
pimping.
I remember watching my nephews and my brother kind of going through that phase, and now they're up older. We've got a group chat with me and my brother and my 2 older nephews who now have a phone, and we send memes and reels and funny things back and forth, and it's a fun season. But I do remember like miss them being little kids and just like napping on my chest and like just how they light up. And they still do some, you know, when Uncle Rusty shows up, but just like when they're babies, like when you pick them up and they love all over you and stuff, like it's a cool feeling. And so good for Drew and them that they're going through that again. It's not for me, for sure. I enjoyed the season while it wasn't that they were somebody else's kids, but
Look,
you know, shout out to Uncle Buck for sure.
I'm prepared to earn my keep and change a few diapers while I'm over there.
You know, I'm 38, and I have changed adult diapers in my line of work as a PT. It happens sometimes in hospitals. It's just kind of how it works out. Typically, it's a nurse's duty, but you know, sometimes it works out that way. Never changed a baby diaper, not one time. Never changed a baby diaper. I've successfully navigated 38 years without having to do that. Now, the adult diapers were probably way worse, but I've never had to do a baby diaper.
Ever changed a Kenny diaper?
No, not yet. I'm sure it's coming. It's coming, but not yet. I hadn't had to clean up a Kenny mess yet. Not yet. But speaking of Kenny messes and adult-sized diapers, what goes up must come down. Give me your biggest beef of the weekend, Wayno.
Oh, so recently, the fam and I went out to putt, kept on the family trail, and it was fine. Like, you know, started off fine, doing like some amazing courses at a local venue near us.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing pet peeves me more than misbehaving kids.
Oh,
like I'm always
a bunch of King Meeks just running around, right? Just
kids. For sure. talking all that trash. Yeah. No, behind us was another family, but they were just letting their kids run riot. They were running through our course while we're trying to putt. Like just, and I was just like going to my wife, Lynn's like, let's just let them play through. And, you know, my wife's like, no, we're here, we're fine. Let's just keep going. But the whole, we did 8 holes, had a break, but that first 8 holes was, I tell you, it drove me up the wall. I wanted to just go over and just slap the parents. Slap the parents. Sort them out. What are you doing? You just let them run wild?
Yeah, so I'm the same way. Like I could, like if my kids are my nephews are misbehaving, like I can handle that because I can help and assist with that. But watching somebody else's kids misbehave and knowing there's nothing I can do about it, like it's a good thing I'm not a teacher because y'all would catch me on the 5 o'clock news, like local teacher just like puts student in a headlock and throws him in a locker. Like that would be me because I got no patience for that.
It's funny because my boys will look at me like Dad would never let us get away with that.
Yeah,
you know. I was like,
I'm like, man, I would love to. Like, my brother and I've had that conversation. My dad, we call him Pops or Rockman or Papa Rocky, a lot of different names. His name's Rocky. And we've had that conversation. We've been out and been like, buddy, if Rockman saw us doing that, we wouldn't be standing here today.
Yeah.
But
shout out to.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to everybody in the comments. We got Ant, we got the usual suspects here. If you're over on X, come join us on YouTube. The comments are popping off already, as always. When you get here, give us a thumbs up. Ninja DJ showing up to the party. Appreciate y'all being here and hanging with us. Give us a thumbs up. It helps us more than you know. Bumps us up in the algorithm. So we appreciate y'all being here. For me, my biggest beef, we talked a little bit about it. Kind of like I've always been I'm a neat and tidy person. I like my workspace is neat and tidy. I like my stuff kind of put together. I don't like clutter. And right now I'm in the midst of like moving and changing some stuff in my life. And I've got so much freaking clutter. Like I can't walk around and just like there's stuff everywhere. And it's like stuff that like I've dealt with, but I can't deal with just yet. And it's just in the way and it drives me bananas. Like it's like it calls to me at night. It's like, there's stuff in the room. There's stuff in the living room. There's dishes on the counter. There's a box by the door. And I'm like, buddy, I'm just trying to sleep. But like, I can't with this clutter. That's it. Like, you didn't pack your socks. And I'm like, I know I can't yet. All right. Like, what is happening? I can't stand clutter, and my life is cluttered right now, and it's giving me just like the serious ick, if you will.
Yeah. That's, you know what? That's a personality trait problem. That's what that is.
It is. That's I'm a neat, organized person. I'm type A. I like my ducks in a row, and they ain't in a row right now.
We noticed. Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure. I'm sure. As I'm like, yeah, but and y'all let us know. We always love to ask, what's your best in beef? We've got a few of them in the comments here so far. Shout out Dog E3F for saying what's good, man. Appreciate you being here. New faces. I hadn't seen you in the comments before. Thanks for hanging out. If you are new here, let us know, man. Say, hey, give us your thoughts as we're transitioning into our Grizzlies talk now. Now is the time where you help drive the show. We got a lot of thoughts. We want to know what you think as we start talking about your Memphis Grizzlies. At least it'll be somewhat good because we did get a win yesterday. Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show. I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, joined by my very special guest, former host of the Courtside Podcast from the other side of the globe at 0 Dark 30, Wayne O. Follow him on Instagram, Wayne O Paints. He's always put up cool stuff and cool watercolors that he does. He was responsible for my favorite Christmas gift this year, a watercolor of me and Maggie and our dogs at the Dundies, at Chili's, that will be in the background of my podcast very, very soon. Super excited about that. Shout out to you for that. But y'all go follow him, give him a like on his post. It's good stuff. But the Grizzlies, Wayno, in the midst of what has been a dramatic few days, did get a win yesterday. I was in the building. I was fully ready to be just incredibly pissed. Maggie and I figured out that's the first game that she's been to this year that we've won. Because she hasn't been able to go to all my games with me, but she was there at the Laker game on Halloween. Mm-hmm. She was there at the Wizards game. And then she was there yesterday. And so we finally were able to see a friggin' win as the Grizzlies took out the Nets. What were your thoughts on the game yesterday?
I enjoyed it. It was...
So you're the eternal optimist too, right? You're the eternal optimist. I mean, caveat that.
Look, I just try to be even keel about things. I got pretty thick skin, so when a team is transitioning, like I can take losses. You know what I mean? I hate losing. I hate watching my Grizzlies lose, but I also recognize that's kind of part of the process. So no team goes undefeated in the NBA. Some might go close, but as it stands, and in all these I've been watching, that hasn't been the case. So yeah, I do try to keep it even keel and try and look at the picture, I suppose, a little bit. In saying that, I don't feel like I'm naive either. Like I see the struggles with the rotations, and I see the struggles with all our injuries. And as much as we can sort of, I suppose, try to push that aside and go, every team has injuries and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we have 9 players out. I think we're down to 8 net at the moment. So, that's a little bit of oversight, something you can't really, overlook. As far as the game,
I think real quick comment on that. Like, I think a lot of people lose sight of that just because we're so injured all the time. That's kind of the narrative for the Grizzlies. That, like, if you don't look at it from that lens, it's like, hey, we got a ton of guys out. We're playing with what we got. You're going to crash out. You're going to lose your hair. Simply because, like, we're always going to. It just seems like we're always going to be short of players.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing too. Like, our bench is good because there's a big chunk of our fan base, I think, that are starting to look at these guys, or at least judge them like they're starters. Mm-hmm. It happened early with Jock and stuff like that, and I was like, this is kind of strange to me. But I think what we're seeing with the news that's being announced and whatnot, we're really seeing a big the effects of a superstar, rather, of where it's like we're getting a lot of the comments like the Ja fans versus the Grizz fans at the moment, which is all part and parcel of everything. Sure. As far as this game goes, though, to get back on track, to get back on track, like this game, like was much like many of our other games. Like start off really, really strong. I think we just start to drop it in the third, and that's really just due to like us playing the end of our bench. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like guys are like overextended. There's a reason why they're end of the bench players. I was really worried about your welfare with 5 minutes to go. I was sending SOS signals out.
I was
to
not
everyone.
doing well. I was not doing well.
So, like, for your sake, I'm glad we pulled out that win. But look, I mentioned it in the chat on the Daily Grind. Thank God for our three amigos, like Jock, Cam, and Said. Like that last 3 minutes was all theirs. It was all.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Cam had 6 of his 13 assists in the fourth quarter. Cedric hit 2 big threes late, finishing 50% from three. And like Jock Landale's 2 rebounds in the final 3 minutes, those sealed the game. Like Cedric's threes helped. Don't get me wrong. I think Santi and Cam both had a 3 in there mixed in as well. But like the threes, like, yeah, obviously they won the game for us.
Yeah.
But those 2 rebounds where Jock was the only Grizz down there, they were offensive rebounds. And he just went up and just like strong armed the ball out of the air.
Right.
Like that is what won the game for us.
He was fighting like he was chewing on 2-day-old steak. Okay, he was ripping boards. He was amazing. And like, you know, like third string center, man, like to be putting in that kind of effort. Like, I mean, I don't know what Jock's about because I've just seen him on a national team. He played, you know, he played for Melbourne and whatnot. So like, I kind of know what he's about. Like, he cannot jump over a biscuit tin. You know, it's no vertical. He barely has reach, but like he'll get everything he's got every game, and that's the motor on that guy is like, you know, something that I love and something I thought was fantastic when he signed with Memphis. Is like because for the longest time have been like, can we please just get an Aussie? Can we please get an Aussie? And to get him, and I said at the start of the season, like trust me, like you guys will love Jock, like you will love,
So he's on a 1-year vet minimum deal. Do you think he is the guy that we're going to re-sign this offseason?
I would love it. I don't think so, though. Yeah. Nothing would please me more for him to, you know, I think you alluded to it. If this coach is still around, like, I think, I suppose it will come down for him, money versus opportunity.
Yeah.
If he gets paid, he's going to another team.
Sure.
You know, he might find himself back in a Houston kind of situation. Yeah, you know, but if he wants to play, I mean, he's proven he can do it. Yes, he's not going to be a starter. I think Jock is also pretty like head on his shoulders. Like he knows he's not a starting center in this league, but like he also knows that hey, you give me a shot, I can help.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I think in a center-starved league right now where there are teams like Golden State and the Lakers and, I mean, the Suns are perennially looking for a center. Like, there are teams out there that are always looking for a center. Somebody might overpay for him, similar to like a Jay Huff, where it's like, this has got to be this, you know, he's proven he can do it. He's got to be a starter for us. Jock's best, and he's at his best as a second or third center. And I think like I said, as long as T.I. is this coach, I think we have a really good chance of re-signing Jock.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it comes down to what do we do with Brandon Clark? Like, if BC is still on this team, I don't know that there's going to be room for Jock just with the way the money's going to work out. Obviously, there's a big elephant in the room. You know, what we're going to do with Ja Morant, that money's going to free up. Shout out to the Carter 901, new to BCM. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Welcome aboard. You're welcome anytime. Chat's family. We're unique because we interact with our chat pretty heavily. We bring y'all into our shows. Obviously, Wayno's from the chat. He's here with us. So, like, we love hanging out with the chat. So, y'all keep these comments coming. We want to know your thoughts just as much as we want to talk about ours. So, y'all keep those coming. But, like, it depends on that because, like you said, Jock has a good head on his shoulders. And if we have an opportunity for him to be a role player on this team, he likes the direction that it's going. Obviously, T.I. likes him because he specifically went after him. Yeah. And he's willing to play ball. I think there's a world where we re-sign him. But you made a good point earlier. We're doing a lot of this right now with end of the bench guys. There were some tough lineups late in that third quarter where we scored 16 points. There was no offense on the floor. It was like Vince. It was Coloco. There was a little bit of Jitty out there. Jock. Just some pretty poor offensive lineups. Yeah. But like when we're fully healthy, you're not going to get 28 minutes from Jock. You're not going to be getting 20 plus minutes from KCP. You're like Jalen Wells will have a reduced role when we figure out our wing issue. Like there are going to be times where this team it's going to look a lot different. We just got to ride the wave until we get there.
Yeah. Coach touched on it after the game where he said that, like, you know, due to the injuries, like he's had to run guys who've never played together before, like in those specific units. So like, I mean, I suppose that's, you know, if you're looking for something sort of stable, like just know that like the rotations are out of whack and guys aren't playing well, and you know, we're dropping leads and stuff like that. It's because when our best guys go off the court, well, when our best guys available aren't on the floor, you know, your 11th, 12th, 13th man on this roster are forced into positions where that, you know, they're not really ready for it just now. So yes, they're all professionals and stuff like that, but there is a pecking order. You know, there is a pecking order there. There's levels to this.
And they understand that. Like, they understand, like, the players understand their roles. Santi Aldama knows he's a role player on this team. Jock Landale knows he's a role player on this team. BC knows he's a role player on this team. Shout out Memphis Amp. Yeah, he's been hurt predominantly for the last 3 or 4 seasons. And, like, young BC was so promising. And when he's on the court, it's great. In the 24 minutes we saw of him this year, or 28, I guess, it was very promising. It was very good. Yeah. But, like, there's just so much, like, I've talked about this ad nauseum, and I don't want to go down the injury track because I feel like we have to talk about it all the time. But there's just so much injuries leading to inconsistencies on this team. You're having to throw together lineups that you otherwise would never have out there, and guys just aren't playing together. You can see it yesterday. Cedric Howard started off the game 5 of 6 from the field in the first 7 minutes. He gets pulled like normal instead of allowing him to ride this heat check. And what happened? He just, like, his offensive game just cools off. And so basketball is all about consistency and riding the hot hand. And we just can't do that because people get hurt all the time.
your spider senses were tingling when he came out.
I'm like, what are we doing? Like, he's the hottest guy in the world right now. Like, why are we like, what's 2 more minutes, man?
So surprised. This is clockwork for
I know, but it's just
I get it. This is clockwork, though.
I mean, even the girls behind us, like, there were some young girls and their dad were at the game, and even they were like, "Why is Cedric going out?" And I'm like, "Thank you." Out of the mouth of babes.
He pulls him, and we're up. And we've seen this over the past couple of weeks. You know, a guy starts to get hot, and he tries to buy. I feel like he tries to buy him a bit of time while he can, while we've got the lead. But you know, in saying that, I mean, I don't even know why I'm so invested.
The Carter 901 gets it. Really wish Coach would let Ced pop off more early.
I get it, but like, we've also seen his work in the favor of the Grizzlies, where it's like it saved the legs for the guys for the end of the game. And I could almost argue it. But, I mean, this is the NBA, guys. Like, even bad teams make runs.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's about
I was in the building to watch a bad Washington Wizards team get hot after halftime and beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, I've seen it happen live and in person.
Sometimes it's matchups and sometimes it's availability. And that's all this is right now. Like, man, we got to talk about Ced.
Yeah. We'll get there. He's coming up. We got a player spotlight coming up.
Okay.
As we transition, I think there is hope. You know, I've left is there hope on here as we talk about our FanDuel odds for the Memphis Grizzlies. FanDuel's official odds provider of the $2 Sports Show and all of the shows here on Bluff City Media. They've got 30% profit boosts daily on NBA games. Y'all go check them out if you want to place some wagers. Remember, only play with money that you can afford to lose. Never bet what you can't afford to lose. Memphis Grizzlies currently sit at under 35.5 wins on the year, Wayno. They are more likely to go under at -128 and +104 to go over. So it's less likely that we're going to hit the over. And, like, you know, that would mean we only get 18 more wins throughout the rest of the year. I find that kind of hard to believe that we're only going to get 18 more wins, especially getting healthier, getting Edey and those guys back. And our odds are now +125. They were +105 last week, but after, again, going 3-6 in this 9-game stretch, we're at +125 now to make the play in. I still feel good. Call me an optimist. Call me a homer. I've got Beale Street Blue colored glasses on, but I still feel pretty good about hitting the over on 35.5 wins.
We're a better team than this.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple. The fan outroar and frustration is just all you know, PTSD of injuries from the past 3 seasons.
Absolutely.
You know, to walk into this season, you know, after the last 2 and be hit with a flurry of injuries like we have is just like, I mean, it's ridiculous and kind of unheard of.
Truly. Unless you're talking about the Memphis Grizzlies, because it seems to happen to us every year.
Seems to be our signature move at some stage.
Sure. That's what we're known for, man. Like in Memphis, we're known for barbecue, the Blues, and Memphis Grizzlies injuries.
Yeah, injury reports.
Yeah,
Staple.
Lord. I get that. Like, when you get that email from your boss, like, hey, I want to meet with you at the end of the day, or you get that text from the missus, and it's like, hey, we need to talk. I get that same feeling every time I get the Twitter notification, Grizzlies PR. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Brace ourselves.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep going on.
Yeah, that's it. We'll talk more about the Grizzlies here in just a minute after a brief commercial break. But we do have some other games tonight, particularly of importance to the Memphis Grizzlies over on FanDuel. You can get some odds if you want to earn some money on some non-Grizzlies related games tonight. You got the Sixers, a 3.5-point favorite over the Raptors, a potential landing spot for Ja Morant. You got the Celtics and the Pacers. Pacers on pace for the number 1 overall pick. The best odds for the number 1 overall pick is they're just abysmal this year without Tyrese Halliburton. The Nets play the Mavericks on a back-to-back for the Nets, where the Mavericks are a 3.5-point favorite at home. Talk about a guy who's oft injured. Like, has the ship sailed on Anthony Davis?
Yes, it has. I don't know why people keep coming up with these mock trades for Anthony Davis. Like, people would want to trade Anthony Davis to the Hawks and stuff like that. What are you talking about? Who's trading for 10 games of the season? Like, that's what you're getting out of him. Like, maybe one playoff series if you're lucky. Like, I mean, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I mean, I would even say that at least with Embiid, like, he's still found a way to be productive and stay on the floor. I mean, he looks hobbled, but he's productive. I mean, AD are I don't know, man. Like, he hits a screen and he's down and he's out for 2 weeks. It's like,
I'll give credit where credit's due. He has made a longer career than I thought he could, since he's made entirely of paper mache. But it's the whole experience, right? Like, it's to the point where it's going to happen. It's a win, not if type situation, to where he's going to get hurt. It's just a matter of time. And it's sad to see. It truly makes this trade with the Lakers look that much worse. Like, truly.
Well, we as fans, I suffer this, and I fight myself on this constantly as fans. We have superstar hangover sometimes, where it's like we are living off players' former glories, and we look at trade pieces and stuff like that, and we can save this player and bring him in and turn him. Sometimes the reality is there is no saving a player. It's just their time, and as they say, father time is undefeated. And that's kind of the reality of things. So I mean, I did it for years with Vince Carter. I thought, man, if we get him on the Grizz, man, turn back the clock, look out, boys. Vince was serviceable, but sometimes your superstars, and to their credit, all right, let's look at Vince for a little bit. Kenny's most hated Memphis Grizzly for some reason. Weird.
Randomly.
But so weird. But to check your ego after being the guy and to take
he was
on
so
those
good for
roles.
the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Dude, he was awesome. He
was just what we needed.
Yeah.
Just what we needed.
So it does get to that. And I think Anthony Davis is I don't know, man. I don't even think he's serviceable at this stage, which I hate to say, because more.
You want to hear something? But you want to hear something sad in relation to that?
Yeah.
Since the beginning of the 22-23 season, 2022-23 season, Anthony Davis has played in 147 games. Ja Morant, 77.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson, 124. I saw that tweet. Somebody tweeted that out the other day, and it's just it puts it in perspective that a player made of paper mache has played more games than one Demetrius Jamel Morant. But Wayne, I hate to interrupt our talk here on basketball, because I've got some breaking news here for those initiated or wanting to know. We have a new member of the $2 Sports Show family. He sent a picture. I'll get it uploaded during the break. It came in as a file that won't allow me to show it. I'll save it as a PDF and get a picture up. But one Miss Josie Caroline joins the $2 Sports Show family. Mama's healthy, baby's healthy. Everybody is happy and healthy. Born at 11:23 this morning, right during the show. Super excited that mom, baby, and everybody is healthy. Glad to have a new member of the $2 Sports Show family, man. That's awesome.
Sweet Caroline.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, exactly. Super glad that Miss Josie is here. Big ups to Papa Gan and Mama Gan in the $2 Sports Show family.
So good.
And for having a little one join the fold for sure. There it goes. So sorry, my StreamYard was wigging out there for a second, but shout out to Drew and the fam for getting that, for Josie being born today. I'll have the picture uploaded after this brief commercial break. We're going to take a quick break, let you hear from our sponsors, and then I've got some player spotlights, including Ja Morant, Zach Edey, and the emergence of Cedric Coward. We're going to talk about here on the other side of this commercial break.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem.
We've got a body of work that this TI system works for about 3.5 quarters. And then in crunch time, it's like our guys don't know what to do. They pull a Ricky Bobby and it's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
You have to have a guy who can make it happen in clutch. All of this would be dealt with if Ja just played ball. Once all those things become super comfortable and the game slows down for him, bro, Cedric Coward is going to be the guy for this team. I'm telling you.
That's why he's so much fun to watch. He's already evolved his game more this year than Ja Morant has in the last 3.
Wow.
I said what I said.
I just think Ced has the opportunity to be a guy who could be that 3-level scorer, a guy that you put on the ball and you say, in fourth quarter win time, hey, man, it's you and Edey and Jaren, go win us some games.
Tune into the post-game bounce live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel immediately after every Memphis Grizzlies game for instant reactions and breakdowns. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show. I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, with my guy, Wayno here. And as promised, the most beautiful new addition to the Buck family, Josie Caroline, born today at 11:23, right near the $2 Sports Show, right how it ought to be. Shout out to Drew,
Mama Gann, beautiful family. Like for all the flack I give Drew, and I give Haley entire credit for this. They do have some beautiful kids for sure.
Why does he need his shades on? How bright it is in that hospital? Is it open air? Are they looking at the sun? What's
Yes, man. I guess, man. It's because Josie's future is so bright. He's got to have the shades on because her future is so bright. Yeah, man. But shout out King Meeks. The baby's already taller than Drew. Amazing.
Can you flip that?
Flip that, send that to Drew. Amazing. Shout out King Meeks from the top rope. But we talked about the Grizzlies as a whole, and we've kind of danced around it. Shout out to everybody in the comments. This is your chance to get it off, get your talk off, immunity. Come tell us what you think about the Grizzlies and what we're about to talk about, addressing the elephant in the room, and that's Ja Morant. Mop 0012 in here talking about Ja's antics on social media. I do think that's starting to weigh on people. I don't know if Jaren's one of them because they're super tight, but maybe. I've talked a little bit about it, Wayno. Like, I've kind of given my thoughts. I'm hopeful. I'll kind of sum it up. I'm hopeful this is a last-ditch effort by the franchise to get Ja's attention, for Ja to shape up, or he's going to ship out. What are your thoughts on the Ja Morant situation?
So is it, look, there's so many different ways you can look at this, and with the season going the way it has, there's a lot of tangibles. Is the report true that it's mutual? That's the last thing I heard, that it was a mutual agreement to that.
That's what I saw Friday or Saturday. It was going around.
Yeah, look, I suppose just a wait and see. Like, the Grizz fan in me says, and I said from the start, I want them to work this out. Whether you want to look at this from the coaching aspect, I think the coach versus player, it's played its part in this season, obviously, but, for all the negatives that we could pull apart with the coaching, I would just say this. We've seen guys like Cam, said, Santi, Edie have success in this. We've even seen Ja have a 40-point game. He had a great opener. We've seen Jaren have some success in this as well. So it's the system is not the problem. In my opinion, tell me I'm wrong, but the system is not the problem. It's shown, sample sizes that we can compete against top teams. Sure, we've lost those games, but the sample size is there. It's tough for me to back Ja with that when we saw him. I think we spoke about in the chat anyway about that dreaded Lakers game. That for a lot of Grizz fans like him, Memphis fans will throw themselves on the tracks for Ja. It's very admirable. I think everyone's sick of the injuries, sick of the excuses, sick of the drama. I think that game was a real pinpoint for.
It was a canon event. It was a canon event for me to be. I spent hard-earned money for a half-season pass this year to watch Ja Morant. I had my zombie Jaws on, and he's gonna be out there playing like a zombie.
Because what? Ja's 7 years in the league now. 8?
Yeah, this is year 7, I think.
We can bring up it's my whole thing on GG, right? And the development of GG. Like, it's like, what magic number are we looking for him to hit to grow up?
Yeah.
Just be a pro. If you have a problem with it, take it up with the guys. Don't bail on everyone mid-game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that for me, that was kind of like the straw. I was like, this guy isn't serious. How much time do you need off the court to develop a 3-point shot? I've said it 100 times, it's an age-old saying for a reason that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly.
That's the nuts and bolts of it. The rest of the league is caught up to Ja. What does Ja do better now that he didn't already do, second year in the league?
I got some heat on Twitter for saying that Cedric Coward has evolved more this year than Ja Morant has in the last 3. But nobody has brought any evidence where Ja has developed a mid-range, a 3-point game, anything other than dribble, drive, isolation. That's all that Ja kind of really does now. And so my thing is,
I do think it was mutual. I think Zach Kleiman brought it up, and I'm sure and Ja said, yeah, let's see where else I could be. I don't know that Ja went to the front office and said, let's explore this.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things. We're not in a situation like Trae Young in Atlanta where they have to trade him because he's on an expiring deal, big time extension coming up. Yes, Ja is eligible for an extension, but we're 2 years away from him being off of the current contract. I'm sure him not getting extended is part of the reason he's big, mad, and salty at the franchise. I would not be surprised if he feels some type of way that we extended Jaren and not him.
Yeah.
If you truly take your fan glasses off, and I've tried to do this, and again, don't hear what I'm not saying. Ja Morant's my guy. I have the shoes, I have the poster, I have the jerseys. Ja Morant, I have the t-shirts. I love Ja Morant. He's my guy. I want him on the Memphis Grizzlies. But if he can't mature and be a leader on this team and develop a game and be available, and I know Man is right, he did get knocked out of the air.
Yeah, but
that's it. It is what it is.
I can't. You can't excuse that. Like you can't. Like yeah, okay. Like we can take that into consideration for sure. But all we've seen is the sulking and the pouting and the mystery DNPs. Do you know what I mean? Like.
He's the only dude who's ever been questionable 4 games in a row and go out and not play. And when you're in the league, in the NBA, they talked about this on Verno, like when you're questionable, that's usually up to the player whether he's not going to play. And then so Ja's bowing out. And then when he does play and it doesn't go his way, how many times, Wayno, have we talked in the group chat about, well, we don't have good Ja tonight 5 minutes into a ball game because his body language is so bad. Like, when he does play, he doesn't play with authority or heart or anything like we used to see. And so I think that this was a mutual decision to kind of explore what's out there in a trade market. But I don't think that we're going to be in a hurry to where we've got it now. Before the end of the show, we might have him traded. I don't know. But I just don't feel like we're going to be like in a rush to take the first deal we can get or whatever deal that we can get. Like Atlanta did with sending Trae to Washington. Because remember, there was like Trae wants to go to like Brooklyn or Sacramento or whatever his destinations were. And then it was, he actually wants to go to Washington, a.k.a. Washington was the only one looking to make a deal for him. I don't think we're going to be in that situation with Ja Morant, which gives me some hope that we can work this out. Now, Ja's got to show some maturity and accountability on his end, which I'm not overly optimistic is going to happen, but it could. And this thing could all blow over before the deadline.
I mean, you could look. The most professional thing we've seen, it has just happened now. Is with the team as we speak in Berlin. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is to me like that is like, that's a pro. That's a vet who, despite everything going around, is
showing up for his teammates,
showing up, putting his work boots on and hard hat, and going to work. And like where has this been? Where has this job been? So
showing up for his teammates and doing what he's supposed to do.
I would love for it to work out. I don't know though that if you're another GM, I don't know, it'd be a good business decision to max out Ja Morant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's already peaked as a player. I'm not saying that he. If he does get moved, he's not going to have like games where he's dropping 40 and stuff like that. It's everything else that kind of comes with it. Unfortunately, like that, the baggage is there. The baggage is the baggage for a reason. I mean, I don't know. I just sort of think, aren't you just tired about worrying about his emotions? Yeah. As a Grizzlies fan, I worry more about Ja's emotions than I do my own kids. I get up in the morning and I go, my kids are pretty independent and, get on with the day. And
they're teenagers. They're teenagers. They're not a 26-year-old playing professional basketball. They're teenagers.
Right. I'm like, God, I just, it baffles me. I just, I think maybe it's run its course. ZK, he definitely has his work cut out for him as, finding an ideal, move where all parties are happy. I just want to touch on this too, because I noticed this a lot, when I say about I've noticed a lot of the Ja Morant fans versus the Grizzlies fans, happen. And I just do some fans realize it's not the players versus the management. there's no, like, I know, like, we like to view it like that, but it's not, they don't fight. You know, like, they're not set up to fight. They're set up to support each other and help each other. It makes no sense for Zach Kleiman or the manager and the coaching staff to have an upset player, or they're not doing this stuff out of spite for the players, and vice versa. The players want to perform and they want to do well, and so I think that sometimes gets a little bit lost in translation. Like, it's not like the GMs and the players, they're all one team.
Yeah, that's it. And to Ninja DJ's point here, Ja is our best player on this team. That encompasses the coaching staff, the medical staff that Ant's talking about, that probably overdoes it on caution, but can you blame them with much injuries that we've had? But to me, the theory of Ja Morant is far better than the actual product that is Ja Morant. The theory of Ja Morant is the 21-22 Ja Morant that we saw, but that was 4 seasons ago. That's not like we're talking about last season or even 2 seasons ago. A lot has happened since then, Wayno. And to me, the theory and the idea that it's Ja Morant, it's the same with Paul George. The idea and theory of Paul George is phenomenal. But you know what you're going to get with Paul George, and that's injuries. You're going to get some good games. You're going to get some good vet leadership, but you're going to get injuries. And those injuries are hard to account for a massive contract that Ja Morant is asking for. So, Wayno, I ask you this. Based on what you've seen over the last 3 or 4 seasons, like we're talking about, have you seen enough to offer Ja an extension? I mean, I think we can both agree, like, civilly, that a max extension is off the table, but any type of extension.
So he's got, 2 years after this?
Yes. He's through the 27. His contract expires after the 27-28 season.
I mean, look, if I'm ZK, I don't really want to move Ja, but he's got to be on board. Maybe I hold out on that extension, see where a year out from that, and go from there. That's my plan. In saying that, what do we get in the interim? Do you know what I mean? All right, let's say we don't move him and he stays. What do we get? Everything's fine when we're winning. Everything's fine when we're winning.
That puts the onus on Ja Morant to improve his attitude, to improve his gameplay and all that, and say, listen, buddy, we are willing to pay you. We just need something in return.
Now, let me ask you this. You were at the game. I know a couple of guys in the comment section were at the game as well. Did we get Hoodie Ja on the bench?
Shout out to Amanda here, showing up. Like, everybody was standing up in the final segment, and I nudged Maggie and I said, look who's sitting down. And Ja was literally moving Omax out of the way so that he could see when everybody else was standing up and Ja was sitting on the bench with his hood up. Like, he literally grabs Omax and, like, moved him so he could see in front of him instead of standing up with the rest of his teammates.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing. I think writing is a bit on the wall. As much as the Ja fan of me, the Memphis fan, wants to see him stay and retire and have 12 in the rafters and all that stuff. Look, reality is just it's not the dream. Like, it's just not playing out that way. And
it's the dream, and that's what it's going to stay. Is unfortunately the dream, because, like, I have not seen anything that tells me that Ja Morant's going to turn it around. He's going to figure out how to be a professional. He's going to be a leader on this team. He's going to be somebody who shows up consistently. I need proof of concept. If I'm going to offer him an extension, to circle back to my question, if I'm going to offer him an extension as Zach Kleiman, I need proof of concept. I need to see that you can be available. It's been 4 seasons since he's played more than 7 games in a row. I just gave you the stats. Anthony Davis has played twice as many games since the 2022-2023 season that Ja Morant has. Jalen, at the beginning of the show, I started this to circle all the way back to it. Shout out to my guy, Jalen. John Conchar has more career play games than Ja Morant. Like, at some point, the juice is not worth the squeeze with what we're paying him and then what we could go get from an availability standpoint. Last thing before we move on to a couple other players. We both know, I think we're both smart guys. We know what the Grizzlies are going to look for in a Ja Morant trade. That's young players and assets. Emphasis on the assets, because ZK likes to make moves in the draft. I'm going to give you 3 names. and tell me if you agree. Like for me, obviously we've all seen the tweets going around: Milwaukee, Miami, Minnesota, like these names that like Toronto, Sacramento, these teams. 3 names that stand out to me that if I'm the Grizzlies, I think it kind of starts with, that's Ryan Rollins from Milwaukee, which we know they're not likely going to get. Yeah, I do too. I saw him play live in the FedEx Forum. I love that kid.
You set me up for a fall with this. I can feel it.
Emmanuel Quickly from Toronto and Tyler Hero in Miami. I think though it starts with those 3 names for me.
Yeah. Quickly just feels like Ty Jerome to me a bit, style of play. So I'm a bit out on Quickly, and we got Jerome on the cheap. So I'd probably stick with Ty over Quickly. I was a big fan of Hero in the draft and thought we were going to pick him, and we picked BC. So that panned out well. Love BC.
Yeah, it worked out fine.
Yeah, and that's just biased. Like
a little.
And Rollins I really like. And look, if we're sticking with the coach, my honest opinion is we don't need an elite point guard to run this system. We just need a competent one and someone who's solid and has an outside shot to keep the defense honest, and which is something we have major holes in right now, especially with our superstar sitting out.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go to Rollins. If I'm NBA 2King this right now and I'm just going a 1-for-1, my probably picks are probably going to be, I'd be on the phone to Phoenix. They're winning. They're on a great streak and doing really well. Do they really need Jalen Green? You want a guy who can push the pace? I don't mind that. Or I go the other way. You look at got a bit of a point guard backup there. Maybe I'll get on the horn to Portland and see what the going rate is for Drew Holiday. Money's worth on both. That's just me. That's just my 2K GM hat on, but take that for what it's worth. I don't want a rookie point guard coming in. Any replacement. My honest take is I think we already have the replacement in Ty, Cam, Pippen Jr. So I kind of feel like we've covered a bit, and Cam has just been. Cam has just. I mean, you want to talk leaps and bounds? We've said Cam was never supposed to be this year. Yeah. So look, as far as Ja goes, I'd rather us look to plug some other holes than.
Agreed. I would rather, because our best player is far and away Zach Edey, and it's not even close. Somebody on this show, not Wayno, because he's not on here as consistent as me and my other co-host. Somebody tried to tell y'all about this for 2 seasons now, but y'all wouldn't listen to me. But Zach Edey's the best player on this team. I need somebody who's going to maximize Zach Edey. I need somebody who's going to get the ball to Zach Edey, play off the pick and roll game with Zach Edey, and continue to develop him and Cedric Coward. Would I love another point guard? Sure. In a 2K world, if it was me and I'm Zach Kleiman, obviously this will never happen. Salary cap doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm calling San Antonio and saying, y'all got too many point guards. I want De'Aaron Fox. Let's make a 3-team trade with wherever, dump Ja, give me De'Aaron Fox, because that dude plays hard, he's a good offensive scorer and a good point guard. But the reality is we're going to go get some bad money. We're going to get some bad deals. We're going to bring back some bad expiring contracts, and nobody's going to love it. There's going to be a Kuzma and all these different things. And I will literally at a game, I will cheer for everybody, but when Kuzma gets the ball, and then I'll be back to cheering. But this is one of the best guard drafts in a long time, as Ninja DJ kind of steals my thunder here. But there are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and John Calipari guards hitting in the NBA. So I would hold out for that Arkansas point guard A-Cup, because I really like that kid. He's playing under Calipari, death, taxes, and Calipari guards. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised, Grizz fans, if we don't go get a name and we go get assets to get a guy like that in the draft. It also helps to kind of transition off of Ja, because we've talked about him more than enough. Zach Edey, we've mentioned him, kind of talked a few times. Got an update yesterday that he's been away from the team, getting a professional opinion about his foot, and it kind of threw some people in alarms. So I'm not surprised by that. Often with big injuries and big assets like Zach Edey teams are going to seek out second opinions and outside opinions to make sure we're doing it right. He had, a stress reaction, inflammation around the bone, which is not ideal for a big guy in the NBA when you're running up and down the court. That could have been as simple as looking for a second opinion to make sure he's ready to go, to make sure we're doing all the preventative things right, make sure what caused it in the first place is gone. And so, would I be surprised if we shut him down for the season? No, because of the direction of the team and our goals. But do I think that's what we're going to do? Also, no. If nothing else, the fans need a win. We need Zach Edey back because we're a better team with Zach Edey on it. And he makes us go. Say what you want, but Zach Edey was the driving force. We were killing it with him on the team. He had 36 and 20 this year in a game.
I just don't think, we spoke about it briefly before the show started, that, my kind of take is I just don't think Edey would go for that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we saw him his rookie year slamming the floor in the summer league games, and he just wants to get out there. So if he feels like he's good to go, I think they would have a real fight holding him back, especially if he knows he's really cleared. So but it doesn't make sense for this team to hold anyone out, and the last thing we want to do is just be tanking. It just doesn't breed winning. So
no. We see you get stuck in that tank cycle and you can't get out of it. I don't think that's what we're going to do. I really, truly don't think that's what we're going to see. But also, we love us some Zach Edey around here, obviously. And apparently him and Jaren Jackson Jr. are best friends. This is Jaren and Edey exploring Berlin together. I absolutely love this. Jaren and BC's friendship, and now we're transitioning to Jaren and Edey friendship. I'm here for it. A two-man game with Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson Jr. would feed families on this team.
Go back to that picture. Go back to the picture.
Hang on, I just took it out. Hang on, I'll put it up.
That hat looks like your beard upside down. That's that's what that is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You're not wrong.
Rusty ode that is Jared.
Yeah, my beard's not quite as my beard's not as quite as white as yours is, as Mr. GD9225 says here in the comments, and calling you out for the white beard. So I'll take that. A big lush brown beard. I'll take that. That's amazing. But Zach Edey, we should be getting I'm hoping for some good news, hoping for him to play while we're overseas. It feels like it fits the timeline. I'm ready for that Grizz PR notification that gives us that questionable. And I'm just telling you, buddy, I will be insufferable on this show when Zach Edey's back and is awesome again. Just more insufferable than normal. I'll say that.
Well, I just hope that his second opinion's not coming from Stephen Adams' doctor.
Couldn't agree more. But as we transition to get out of here, the last thing I want to talk about is the emergence of Cedric Coward. I think Cedric Coward's growth and development is helping kind of salve some of the wounds that this Ja Morant situation is causing. Partly because I've kind of mourned Ja Morant already because he hadn't really played in the last few years. And Cedric Coward looked good taking those final shots yesterday. He missed one against Oklahoma City, but he got one against the Nets. And I think you continue to allow him to be that guy in those situations. High leverage situations create high leverage response and the ability to show up when the chips are down. And Cedric Coward getting that yesterday, it's huge. And I've talked about this in multiple group chats. Yesterday, I sent it out to probably 4 different group chats. T.I. after the game against Oklahoma City called out the team and Ja saying, and ZK, the roster, whatever. I think it was more of a challenge to his team, but says we may not have a 3-level scorer on this team. But I think if Cedric continues to develop like he is and showing the growth that he's already shown this rookie year, Cedric Coward, 3-level scorer, is right around the corner.
Yeah. After today's game, if you get a chance, go watch the presser with T.I. He was kind of challenged a bit by a reporter. I always find it funny when reporters challenge the coaches and staff and whatnot, even the players sometimes.
Yeah.
And they mentioned, I can't remember quite the wording, but how said taking the shot tonight and he kind of implied how it was the wrong decision to have said take the shot in the OKC game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just loved our coach's reply because it was like he turned around and just went, "Who said it was the wrong decision? Who said it was because he said like the only way it's okay. I had to word it on the show the other day. It's like he's only going to become that guy by doing it. Do you know what I mean? And which is why I was totally okay with the Philly game.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally okay with the OKC game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we lost those games, fair enough. But I mean, you're giving this kid experience.
That's it, man.
I mean, look, I always say, potential is a dangerous word, but I do believe in this case that it is heading in the right direction. And if there's any silver lining to pull so far from the year, it's this kid.
Yeah.
And when Ja goes, we've got a different kind of superstar who's going to grow into his skin here. It's not like going to be that Ja was so dynamic and so like, oh my God, outerworldly, his athletic ability, his size, his explosiveness. We're all just absolutely blown off the gate with rookie Ja. And I feel like this is the alternate superstar emerging, where it's going to take a few years. He's going to have his bumps along the way, but
sure.
Listen to this kid talk, man. Listen to the work.
He gets it.
He gets it, man.
Gets it.
Yeah.
And what I appreciate about him, we've had the enigma, the larger than life Ja Morant, who has sold shoes and hoodies and shirts and did international tours. And it was awesome. It was so good for the city and so good for the franchise. So don't hear what I'm not saying, because that's been so good for Memphis and for us and for Ja. But give me a hooper, man. I want a hooper. I want a dude who laces it up, who is out there playing consistently, getting better, playing hard, laying it all on the court. The shot's not falling. I'm going to go defend my ass off on the other end. You need me to make a clutch shot? Give me the ball. I want it. Like, Cedric Coward has the opportunity to be a true hooper, and it'll be so refreshing. Because, Jaren's my guy. Y'all know I stand for Jaren probably a little more than I should. Gigi, the same thing. Those are two of my dudes. Jaren cares about fashion more than anything. Gigi is going to go play drums at the church. They're not hoopers. I want just a dogged hooper. And we've got one in Cam Spencer. The problem is he ain't big as a squirrel turd, so he's not going to be a consistent NBA starter. But we got a hooper in Cedric Coward who is going to develop and continue to get better. We're seeing it already. So far, we're 39 games in this season, and he's already grown so much on both ends of the floor. He's already kind of gone up and down over the rookie wall. There may be another one coming, but he's just continues to be doing the little things well, Wayno, and his emergence is going to kind of we were the Grizzlies. We sold out arenas. We had success before Ja Morant, and Cedric Coward will be a huge reason for success after Ja Morant, whether it's now in the trade deadline or when Ja retires, down the road. Cedric Coward will be a huge reason why we continue to have success.
Yeah, and I think with all the chaos and uncertainty, that this season still holds for us, it's nice to have some stability. And I think that's what Memphis fans we really need right now, is some stability. So, the games are probably going to be painful before everyone gets back. They're probably going to be painful when they're back. But we can watch in awe and watch the progress. I think you put it really well before, his jump from the start of the year to now is already measurable. So this kid's
both in the stat sheet and in the eye test, both places.
So I'm enjoying the stability of a Ced Coward for sure.
I am officially a Cedric Coward enjoyer. That's me. That's I'm putting my stamp over. I'm a Cedric Coward enjoyer, and I want to continue that. Yeah, I enjoy this, and I'm going to continue that attitude through the bumps and bruises and the doldrums that are coming up. So the Memphis Grizzlies don't play again until Thursday, when we play in Berlin against the Orlando Magic. And then we'll lace them up again on Sunday in London against the same Orlando Magic. And we'll hopefully have some Grizz dubs to talk about later in the week, Wayno. I appreciate you hopping in with me today. Once again, major ups and big congratulations to Drew Gann and the newest Buck, Miss Josie Caroline. Mom and baby, everybody's happy and healthy, and super excited for them and that young family. Super, super stoked to add another Buck in here. But that's going to do it for our show today. Wayno, man, thank you, bud. This is a blast as always. I appreciate you hopping in and hanging out with me, man, for sure. But y'all, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central live on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel. Y'all come hang out with us. We had a ton of interaction in the comments, new faces, old favorites. We appreciate every single one of y'all because y'all are what drives this show. Thank y'all for being here, hanging with us. Y'all go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend, and we'll see y'all back here tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.